So what is going on, everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of the Peterborough United Career Mode here on FIFA 23. I hope you're well. And well, it's the start of a brand new season. Season 5, our second season in the Prem. Our first season in the Champions League. And well, I have had to abandon my principles, which sounds terrible. But as a Champions League club, it's going to be hard to attract players on 28 grand a week maximum. And there were some free agents that I just couldn't say no to who wanted a bit more money. I've set a new limit, but it's about double where we were. I think, to be fair, when you see the big picture, you'll understand why. Let me introduce you to some of our new players. So I'm going to go through these by position. Obviously, I've turned my camera off for this so I can actually crop this properly. Peter Galaxy, 36 years old, but is 85 rated. I've given him a 1-year deal. I want to get the best out of him while he's still high rated. He's going to start declining literally in like 2 or 3 weeks, the development plan said. But yeah, I want to make the most of this guy while he's still very highly rated. It's a vast improvement on paper to Dan Bentley, and yeah, it was an offer that was too good to turn down for a year, really. He has come in on quite hefty wages. He's on about 45 grand a week, but that experience and hopefully getting an 80. I mean, Bentley was really good and rated 77. Galaxy could be something different. Now Bentley is still here. I haven't transfer listed him or anything, but we have brought in another keeper. This was the reason that I broke my transfer. Like, this is why I broke my wage structure. Important to note that Bentley has got only a year left on his deal. So this guy was the reason that I broke my principles. Tony Bustos was a free agent. I've had him scouted before, and I think he was going out of contract somewhere last year, but he ended up signing with someone else. And then when I was just trying to scour as many free agents as possible to add to my list, Bustos was there. 22 years old, Chilean goalkeeper, 80 rated. Yeah, this is the first guy that we offered over wages to, because the lower end, it said when he was available, it said he would want 37.5 grand a week. And I was like, I really want him, but it means breaking the thing. And I just thought, as a Champions League club, like, let's be serious. Money isn't really much of a thing on FIFA compared to like it is on Football Manager. If you can afford these people, get them. And I feel like this guy could grow exponentially. Only 80 rated at 22. So yeah, he broke the mould, and then it started to escalate quite quickly. And I just thought, well, if I'm offering this, I may as well offer this. And yeah, it just kind of grew. So actually, important to note as well, McNeil, I forgot, was on a multiple year deal at Mönchengladbach. So my backup keeper was Brian Anderson, but we've now listed him for loan. The next new addition, Japhet Tanganga. He's been a free agent for over a year, and he's been on my shortlist that whole time. But of course, his wages were too much. But now, with the escalation, he was perfectly within price. 80 rated, English, 27 years old. We're actually going to convert him to a centre-back, and he's going to be my 4th choice centre-back at 80 rated. Bear in mind, Ronnie Edwards is only 80 rated as well. So we have some very healthy competition at centre-back now. Another former Spurs player, Emerson Royale, comes in as well as, again, just part of the... I'll show you the wages in a minute, but 80 rated again is an improvement on Zeefuik, who we have transfer listed, and was a year younger than Zeefuik actually as well. So, yeah, really good addition on a free, and he will battle it out with Gomez for that right back role. Next addition, Ethan Ampadu. Now, can play in a number of positions. I thought it was best to utilise him again as a centre-back. So he's going to be 3rd choice centre-back, but can play in midfield. So we are going to convert him to be a centre-back with number 8 as well, just because I thought that was quite funny. Plus, A.D. Williams used to be number 8 for Reading as a centre-back, and it's Welsh. So kind of, yeah, enjoyed that. But yeah, Ethan Ampadu is in. His versatility could be important, but he's primarily going to be a backup centre-back because I don't want to wreck that partnership of Edwards and Zabani. But with the, how important the games we have this year, having a really good squad could be important. The next new addition, Antonio Blanco, released by Real Madrid, has come in again, 80 rated, an improvement on what we have. Just come in, and he is, for the time being, he's going to displace Nezovic, and that hurts. But I want to see how Blanco gets on, because going forward, he has the potential to be quite nice, whereas Jankovic is a bit more all-rounded, so maybe Jankovic could take the role of Nezovic and Blanco can be the one going forward. Next new addition, Callum O'Hare was one that I was a bit surprised at, but actually when I thought about it, made good sense to add him with good depth. 79 overall. Is 28, so a couple of these guys even though we've offered them big wages, a lot of these guys we've only offered like couple year contracts, so if it doesn't work out they won't be here for massively long. But Callum O'Hare has come in, he is going to be our backup cam. We were short on players to the point where Thorpe and Fisher were going to be part of my squad. No longer the case now with the additions we brought in, but O'Hare is going to be my backup cam. And Sigurdsson is going to be my backup striker. Next addition, Anthony Elanga. I can't believe he was released by Man United, but 24 years old, 82 rated. I couldn't not when he was available. And he was, again, similar wage to that what we were offering out. Yeah, really good addition. He's going to join that front three. Unfortunately for him, he's going to displace Zach Saunders. Just because I want to see. Elias and Estrada have been here longer, and yes, Saunders impressed at the end of the season. But I really want to see how Anthony Elanga gets on in the side. Could be an absolute animal. So Saunders is going to go to being again a backup for now. Elias is in the last year of his contract as well, but we are going to look to renew that. Already had a bid from Atleti that I've turned down because he's in the last year of his contract. They weren't offering brilliant money. And well, that is it for new additions. I thought I'd brought in more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have I gone through 8 players? I must have done. Fair enough. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit confused. It's quite late now as I'm recording this. So what does that mean for the rest of our squad? Well, we've got, as our usual, a ton of youngsters. We've got 12 youngsters we're looking to loan out. But we now have, if I have a look, 11 players up for transfer. And those as a result, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 youngsters. We've now put Knight, Stark, Almiron, Zeefoyk, and Becker all on the transfer list. I feel really bad for Becker. He's come in, played one game, and now he's going to find himself on the transfer list. But with Blanco's addition, I just feel like we don't really need Becker anymore. So unfortunately, I'm going to keep Bentley around. For now, he's going to be third choice goalkeeper. I don't know whether I'm going to offer him. I probably will offer him a new deal because it's Dan Bentley. But that's how things look for now. The squad then looks like that. Obviously, there's a lot of players out on internationals, but that's how we're going to look. And to be honest, I said about upgrading the squad. The only area we need to improve now, really, for my taste, is left back. And I might bring in a couple of them. So Harrison Burrows' days could be numbered as well. I'll show you actually, in terms of finances, what we're offering. So, there we go. So, those are the guys, they're the clutcher guys on 28 grand. It then started with Bustos. We got him down to 34.5. And then I just thought, well, I'm offering that much. Let's go up to 46 for Galaxy. And then I'm seeing the players that are available. Like, okay, well, if we're going to go to 46 for Galaxy, let's go up to 53 for Blanco and Royale, Ampadu, Tanganga's a grand ball. So, well, if we're going to go this high, let's just bring in O'Hare and Elanga on 58 grand a week. So actually, Almiron doesn't look too much of an outlier. There is one more guy that's on my shortlist, who is a regen winger, 84 rated at 20 years old. He wants 71 grand a week. I know I've ditched my values, but I feel like I should keep some sort of value. If he's there still towards the end of the window, we may look at him. These guys are all like promising youngsters that I scouted last season that we might have a look at. But yeah, the priority for the moment is maybe a couple of left backs. I've got a new scout in, so now we're going to scout Italy as well as the normal regions that we do. I've scouted another got in another U scout as well. We've gone back to England and the US, but we're going to add Spain to that list as well, because we've had quite a lot of success with regen Spanish players. Other than that, there's not too much I don't think I need to update you on. If we have a look at the objectives for the season, still carrying on from last season, the Youth Development 1. Brand exposure, 10 home wins this season. That should hopefully be achievable. 1 player of the same nationality as the club. Have we not done that yet? Yeah, we did that with Tanganga. Oh, yeah, no. See, it says 1-1 complete. It just hasn't ticked. Make a 2.6 profit from youth player sales. We should be able to do that. We're looking to sell a number of youth players. Finish your Europa League spot in the league. Okay, so not quite as demanding as I maybe thought, but still, pretty much want a repeat of last season. I feel confident now that we've really upgraded this squad and reached the quarter-final. I didn't mean to look at that one. Reached the quarter-final of the FA Cup. They want us to reach the quarter-final of the Champions League. Okay, well, I don't think the Champions League group has been drawn yet. If, when I last looked, it certainly hasn't. No, okay. But we have got Villa at home, first game of the season. We've got Cadiz, Valencia and Mallorca in pre-season friendlies. But yeah, so we have Villa, first game of the season. That will be at the end of this episode. But yeah, I will begin my pursuit for some left backs. Now that we're open to paying more in wages, hopefully we should get business done a bit more quickly. I won't have to be as stringent. But obviously, I'll update you when there's business. And yeah, we'll work our way towards that Villa game. Right, we've had our first meaningful offer. We've had a couple of youth player offers. But I wasn't going to bore you with that. An offer for Josh Knight from Auxerre, but they've offered cash plus player. He's worth 4.2. I'm going to negotiate and see if they... Well, I just want cash, considering the right back they offered me is rated at 68, but I reckon we could get 4 3/4. Now they're just offering 3 plus... I don't know what. Okay. Cancel, remove. Just give me what he's worth then. I'll just take what he's worth. Give me that. There we go. Right, that's fine. Josh Knight could be off to France after all of this. And, well, Elliot Lee, I'll update you. Well, Anderson. Okay, I may as well, as I hear. Anderson, the American goalkeeper, 2-year loan straight up for Genoa. So we've accepted that. And Elliot Lee, youngster, permanent youngster, we're looking to sell. Bid accepted from Atlanta United. Another offer for Knight, this time from Sporting Chicken Goujon. It's more than the Auxerre bid, so we will accept it. Knight's move to Auxerre is broken down, so good thing we've got the offer at Sporting Goujon. Knight has gone to Sporting Chicken Goujon. I will miss Josh Knight a little bit. He's done a number of roles for us and played pretty well in all of them. So thank you, Josh Knight. Go and enjoy your chicken. Such a bad joke. Right, well, I told you it wouldn't take long to find some left backs, and find some left backs we have. There were some real top tier left backs, but we found, but unfortunately, a lot of them, the top tier ones, were earning what even I nowadays am not willing to pay. So yeah, we've got a good list here. Ghislaine Conan from Valladolid, 79 overall, 30 years old, from the Ivory Coast. Barato, that guy we looked at before when we signed Zamora, and actually he's not really grown. He's now 27 and he's good technically on the ball. He might have got better technically, but physically a bit to be desired. Conan, very good physically and mentally. and technically fairly well rounded as well. Mikalenko, of course, Everton in real life, and is a decent option out at Frankfurt. Owen Vindal, very good option, very quick, and is would be a standout for any team. Avi Glan, bit more experience, still fairly decent physically, it must be said. Technically as well, very gifted over at Bayern Munich. Jose Guyat, a little bit older, but again, still very good physically and mentally, and technically very gifted as well out of Leipzig. Jesse Graham, regen, 21 years of old, playing at Lens, 80 rated. He's a bit smaller, but absolutely rapid, very good physically. Mentally, decent enough at the moment. Attacking position vision doesn't really matter too much for a fullback. He can play either side, which is quite nice. Technically, decent crossing. Short passing's not too bad. Tackling's alright as well. So, yeah, not too bad. Luca Netz at Southampton. 23-year-old German, 81 overall. Left back or left mid. Decent, again, physically, very well rounded, decent pace, not a slouch. And then technically very good with the ball at his feet, very good crossing, passing as well, tackling absolutely superb. And Anthony Catchy over at Mainz, 29 years old, bit older, 5-star weak foot, can play centre half as well. Again, not too bad physically, not rapid, but no slouch, that's for sure. And again, very good with the ball at his feet, stand tackling, certainly his standout attribute, let's say. But I have made my decision. I am going to bring in 2, and it's actually 2 at the bottom. I'm going to bring in Graham and Netz. Now, yeah, they are big well, I say big improvements. They are pretty good improvements on what we have already. I imagine I would play Netz to start with, just because he's a bit more established, but also offers a lot going forward. In terms of technical ability, Graham, I think, is a very good backup to have the fact that he can play either side as well. But I wouldn't be surprised. He's so quick as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see him muscle his way into the team anytime soon. What foot? He is left-footed as well, despite the fact he can play right back. Money, not really. I know it sounds arrogant. Not really an issue for us. We have over 100 million to spend, and obviously we're throwing wages about left, right, and centre. So let's go in, and he's going to cost about 20 to 25 million. We'll see what we can get him for. He's on 22.5 grand a week as well. Be interesting to see what his wage demands are. Right, we'll offer the value of 19.5 million, and they're happy with that straight away. Okay, didn't expect that. Right, let's go in and negotiate then for Jesse Graham. So one's important. Would you take rotation? No. Okay, that's fine. He wants a 4-year deal. That's fine. At 21 years of age, not a problem. He doesn't want that. Okay. Salary. I feel like this could be a stumbling block. Gonna offer him what he's earning, which is what I would do for most people. We'll offer him 200 grand a week signing bonus. See what he says. Okay, so he's willing to negotiate then. Actually, we'll remove that bonus. He's happy with that. 34.5 grand a week. Okay, that was easy enough. Jesse Graham is our first new left back. Very good business. Right, now let's go and get Luca Netz, shall we? He's going to be a bit more expensive, but we'll offer the standard asking price. It worked for Graham. Will it work for Netz? That's the question. Oh, they want 37.8. So it's a over 11 million jump. Well, I think the lowest they said they would take was about 30. We'll go 30.5 just to be nice. They want 36. That's what, 5.5 extra. Let's bring it down a bit. 33.5. Come on, boys. Let's meet. 34.5. 34.1, sorry. The tension is quite high. I'm quite tempted to negotiate, but we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Just over 34 million. I don't want to completely run him off. So let's see what Netz wants in terms of wages then. I imagine he's earning a bit more already, so he will be important. That's fine. And give him a 3-year deal. That's absolutely. He wants 5 years. What about 4? 4 works? Yeah, 4's fine. No release clause. Wages. We'll offer you again what you are on, and everyone in there in his. Are we going to offer a signing bonus? Every man and his dog has a signing bonus these days. Yeah, go on then. We'll offer like a tasty. We'll offer like 400 grand, 450 grand a week signing bonus. Well, happy with that. That'll probably sweeten the deal. Right, we have 2 new left backs, which means, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye to Harrison Burrows. If he had grown a little bit more in the last couple of seasons, I don't feel like he's grown that much. If he had grown just a bit more, then he'd probably still be in my plans, but unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. I'm really tempted to bring that Vidal guy in. We will see come the end of the window what his situation is, but for now, let me go and add those 2 to the squad and put the other 2 on the transfer list. He bullied Zamora out of his number. Bastard. Right, so we're here for our first pre-season game then against Cadets, and some names to recognise actually in this side. Van der Voort is there, Carter Vickers, Castrovilli, might be Fowler and Balogun up top. Either way, this is how we'll line up at full strength. Nets is now in the side. Let's see how we get on with the new improved Peterborough. A 1-1 draw, very good. Is that Malangsar playing for them by any chance? Alanga scores on debut, though. Fairly even game, but disappointing not to get a win. Well, we've had a bid from Nantes for Ronnie Edwards, a bid that I certainly wasn't expecting. But again, not really offering the kind of money that I would want, so I am going to say no to Nantes, and a loan to buy offer for Fisher. We'll delegate this to a year's loan. And here we are then, friendly number 2, this time against Valencia. Much more familiar lineup for them. Ravella in the base in midfield, Bentancur there, some good players. We are going to line up the same. Just noticed Elias is up to 83 rated now. But yeah, hopefully we get another decent result this time. It's a 3-2 defeat, unfortunately. Alanga on the score sheet again, but they look like they've had the better of the game, so can't really argue. These are the sort of calibre of sides, if not better calibre of sides, that we're going to start meeting in Europe. So if we can't pick up good results, it doesn't bode well. Well, we've had a loan offer for Becker, which I'm actually just going to accept. 2-year loan. If he can go out and grow, then that would be good, because then he can maybe come back and be involved in the squad. But yeah, 2-year loan deal in Germany might do him some good. Hopefully get some first team football. Another bid for Ronnie Edwards, this time from Liverpool. But again, less the money than Nantes offered, and just not going to get close to what I want. So it's a no. And that's a rumoured transfer in real life as well at the moment. Right, final pre-season game then against Mallorca. Do we know? Oh, they got Fry at the back. Go on, Maffeo on the right. Sambi Lakonga in there. Former transfer target. Truffert, who I had a look at for left back. The Frutos, Nonto. Not a bad side. Everyone seems fit, so hopefully we can get a result. And it's a 2-1 defeat. Wow. Estrada this time on the score sheet. It's not been a good pre-season for us. 3 defeats, I think that is. Oh wow, I've just changed Japhet Tanganga's position to centre-back. And he's gone up to 83 rated. That's a big improvement. So Becker has gone on loan to Cologne for 2 years. I kind of feel better about that in a way, actually. We haven't done him as dirty. He might grow really well over at Cologne, who knows. Interesting. Odd offer for Koulibaly from Marseille. He is in the last year of his contract. But I'm going to say no. I do like Koulibaly, and they're not willing to offer too much, considering he's in the last year of his contract. So we just move on, and there's another player out the door. This time Gaio is on his way to Bristol City for a loan. We're getting out a lot of these youngsters, but not many permanent deals. Oh, there's one though. William Daniels to Poland, I think. Another offer for Koulibaly. Again, the same amount as Marseille, but we're going to say no. And a transfer bid for Daniel Rowland, who is actually up for sale. We'll try and negotiate if we can get some more from Orlando. There you go. We negotiated a little bit more, but not going to take the mick. Hopefully he's on his way over to America. Well, as you can see, it's a new date as I record this half of the episode. And well, without any further ado, let's get into the pre-match press conference ahead of this Villa game. Then we're trying to build something at the club. Can we make it into the Europa League next season? Well, we'll be competitive to sure. The fact we're actually going to be playing in the Champions League this season. Hopefully we can replicate that league form. If not, go on and do a little bit better. We stick with Jankovic. He's a big player for Peterborough. On paper, our joint best player. Well, other than Ghana, of course. But yeah, massive signing. And he really grew into the team towards the end of last season as well. We're expecting in front of Villa game. Just want a good performance. There's going to be a few changes to this side. Some players that, of course, we haven't played with before. A lot of new signings over the summer, considering we kind of gave up on our morals as such. You can't build a Champions League capable squad on sub 30 grand a week. So, yeah. Right. Villa at home on this season's opener. That was terrible English. Let's go. So this is how we line up then for the first game of the season. Galaxy in goal. Back four of Gomez, Tanganga, Zabani and Luca Netz. Antonio Blanco and Jankovic in the middle. Elias Estrada and Alanga in behind Joseph Garner. So a lot of changes to what we're used to. A lot of new players on the bench as well. Bustos, Graham and Ampadu on the bench. This is how Villa line up for this game. Bulka in goal. Gilbert, Cody, Battaglia and Salah at the back. Sanson and Dendonka in behind Ricky Puig and Moretti, with Taremi and Kaio George leading the line for them as well. Joe Rodon on the bench, Coutinho, Watkins. So they have some options. But yeah, we are going to get used to some players, of course. The likes of Galaxy, Tanganga, Nets, all in the back line we haven't played with before. Feel bad dropping some of these players, the likes of Ronnie Edwards, who's been here since the start. But with Tanganga, I just, with his boost up at centre-back, I kind of want to see what he's like. The likes of dropping Nezovic as well. Blanco's come in and, I feel like that, that Jankovic can sort of be that more all-rounded central midfielder that can sort of fill in, whereas Blanco's probably better going forward, and Alanga as well, of course. Just a very exciting option to have as we try and get Elias in behind. Blanco will try and bring this down. Can't quite get there, and Puig has done very well to get away. It's a lovely ball for Elias. I was just about to say, I haven't been too impressed with Blanco so far. He's been a bit anonymous in the middle of midfield, but that was a nice pass. And good interception from Gomez. Blanco into Elias. Finds Joseph Garner. And Joseph Garner, well, the strike across goal. But can't open his account for the season on this occasion. Across the face of goal. And Bolka was scrambling, but probably thankful he saw it go wide as Gomez up for the header. Was never going to win that against Mehdi Taremi. But yeah, everyone else, first impressions, very good. So it was Garner. There's Elias is. Oh my God, what a save! I was thinking, shall I finesse it? But actually, just thought, just smash it. But I tried to go for the opposite corner, but he's just smashed it straight at the keeper. Garner. Oh my word, it's come loose. It's a corner from Alanga that's caused a problem. Elias will look for the strike. Though tries to bend one. Straight down the throat of Bolka, and that will be the half-time whistle. Fairly entertaining first half. I don't know how much you'll have seen of it, because there wasn't many. There were a few opportunities, but I don't know how many really properly tested the keeper. They are two massive games to kick off the Premier League season. But fairly even, I would say, that first half. But we certainly looked like a threat. Nice play between the lines for Villa, but we've left ourselves exposed a bit. Nikonets, needs to get a tackle in. Oh my word, he's rifled it across against the bar. Oh, jeez. God, couldn't get a tackle in then. Couldn't get my words out either. Oh, Gomez, that's a risky pass, but we've actually come away with it quite nicely. And Blanco, can he play the ball in behind? Has Garner got the pace to get away from his man? He has the strike. And he's missed the target again, Joseph Garner. Nice ball through the middle. Garner. There's a lovely ball over the top. Is Elanga on side? It looks like he might be. Anthony Elanga has opened his account for Peterborough with a debut goal. And he's giving it the big... I don't even know who... I know the celebration. I can't remember who that is. Either way, I'm absolutely rambling. Because I was just about to say that the last 2 opening day fixtures we've had have both resulted in 4-1 scorelines. A defeat to Stoke when we were in the Championship, and then our first season in the Prem last season we beat Fulham 4-1. And this year's been anything but Elanga, one of the summer signings, has shown he is worth the money already. We did make a sub earlier as well. Zachary Saunders came on for Elias. I'm going to make another change now as well. Sabani for company. We've gone outside to Ricky Puig next. He's played inside. We can't get there. Sabani. Oh, he's made the space. And Galaxy, well, going one way, puts his hand out the other and manages to stop the shot. And finding the back of the net, Galaxy has put in an inspired performance so far this afternoon. But it's whipped in near stick and Saunders will get that one away. Oh, Strada's gone for it. So has Ampadu. Oh no, George. We've just given him the space and nothing that Peter Galaxy can do that time. And Villa have their leveller. It's Gaio George who's got it. And we just... Strada goes for the tackle. Ampadu goes for the tackle. Leave him the spacer, but don't know where Zabani's going. George has got the freedom of Peterborough to pick his spot. And well, he does a lovely side foot finish into the bottom corner. And well, we weren't ahead for long, just 6 minutes in game. But Elanga, his effort ruled out. And he's trying to work something here, but hasn't really got a lot going. Although, he's worked a bit of space. Estrada, trying to use the run of Garner as a decoy almost. But Villa on the break, and Saremi trying to get the past nets. He gets back at him, but it will be a corner. He's found the ball to Ethan Ampadu. Garner. It's Ampadu. It's found the back of the net. It's not what I was intending, but the Welshman is on as a substitute, and he's won us the game. 2 debutants with debut goals has won us this game. Villa Hearts broken. I was just waiting for Garner, like the defender, to commit and Garner to play the ball into Garner, but he just stayed with, well, it wasn't even Garner actually, it was Sigurdsson. I was gonna play Sigurdsson, wait for the defender to commit, but he never did. Ampadu got so far, and well, he's just applied the finish. So much for being a centre back. Hey, Josh Knight found goal scoring form as a centre back in centre midfield, and it looks like Ethan Ampadu is going to do the exact same, and we are going to win, and we have won this opening game of the season against Aston Villa. It was hard fought. They certainly proved a test. They gave us a stern test last season as well. I remember winning 5-4 at their place towards the end of the season, but yeah, tough, but fairly even. Probably a point would have been fair, but City and Arsenal draw, so we're off better than a couple of our title rivals this season. See, we've got a couple of messages in the inbox. We've got an offer for Harrison Burrows from Southampton, who is a player that's on the transfer list. We will try and get a little bit more money for him if we can. Yeah, they're happy to go up to 14.5, which is good. So it looks like Burrows is going to be on his way out. Yeah, as I was saying, sad to see him go, but just hasn't grown as much as we need him to, really. But yeah, that'll be him. If we have a look at the Premier League, we sit in 6th after 1 game. If we have a look at what is to come in the next episode, then has our Champions League group been drawn? Not yet. Okay, so what we'll do then is we will have Forest, Arsenal. We may as well play the Wolves game as well, because then we could have those 3 games, and then Newcastle, Spurs, and West Ham, and then, well, the Champions League will have been drawn by then. But yeah, 3 games in the next episode, maybe, or maybe even, well, we'll see. Maybe do whole of August and September, but we'll we will see. But for now, guys, that is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next one.